Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to episode 406, I think. We've got a lot to talk about. I know I took long, but it's worth it. Trust me, there's so much to talk about on a Friday evening. Let's go. Just checking here. Yeah, it is episode 406. Good. So, yep, downtrend is continuing for Bitcoin. We're making newer lows. A lot of other alts also selling off today. All part of the process. What, you think they're going to rise when Bitcoin is dropping? Absolutely not. So we're going to be analyzing all of that. We're going to be looking at a little conference that Trump had, who were the investors. He made a lot of jokes, way too many jokes. This episode might even become a little too much PG-13 or even higher, maybe M-rated, R-rated episode. I'm kidding. I don't want to get demonetized, or I'm not even monetized. I don't want to get age restricted on my channel, but we're going to be talking about that. Kash, Patel, weird stuff with the White House, and then some other crypto news, sell-offs, and AI. Anthropic mainly. This Anthropic company is just getting way too much into the news recently, so a lot of talk about there. We'll be getting to all of that today. Also part to do with the reason of Bitcoin sell-off. Could be due to the sell-off in the AI tech stocks. All right. So let's get into it. Bitcoin's current price, 66,233. We bottomed out at around 65,516, and we only stopped arguably because Trump talked good about Bitcoin. He did the thing. He mentioned Bitcoin, and nobody cared. It just stayed down here. At least we stopped the drop a little bit. I was estimating about a 65,000 price drop. We did hit that 65,516, close enough, give or take $500. Okay, this is Bitcoin. There's large price differences, but close enough to the support, and I don't think the bottom is in just yet. I mean, we could lateralize down here for a while. Keep in mind, I just slapped my mic. We are entering a weekend. It is Saturday, and from what we are to expect, we are not to expect any surprises from Trump, because the 5-day delay that he put on Iran has been extended to an extra 10 days, which would push us up to Monday next week, where we have to worry about whether or not the United States is going to be bombing all of Iran's infrastructure and energy stuff, and whether or not Iran will retaliate as well by striking desalination plants and other energy infrastructures, LNG production centers, refineries, etc. Everything all around the Persian Gulf is in danger. They have the ability to escalate. So, but we don't got to worry about that up until April 6th. That's Easter Monday, isn't it? Wow. So, yeah, we've got some time to relax, hopefully, unless Trump does something unprecedented this weekend, which, I mean, every weekend he's done something in some way, but let's hope that he relaxes a little bit this time around. He's been a bit of a jokester in today's press conference, so, I mean, we'll be getting into that too. Hi, Bradley. Welcome. So, yeah. What else was I going to say? I guess downtrend for Bitcoin does continue. Didn't mean to draw that. I never really trusted this uptrend anyway, so we're going to remove it. And now, well, like I said, we're entering a weekend. Should expect little to no volatility, potentially finding a bottom over here before we either rise toward the uptrend line, wherever the new pivot levels tend to be. I'm sure it would correlate perfectly with wherever we are expected to rise based off of a downtrend move like this. This is the current downtrend that we're looking at, but we do have a macro one to worry about as well, so do not forget. From here, we could get a rise like this only just to continue dropping and make another low, which could potentially be around, if the new pivot levels are generated somewhat like this, could be around 62,000. I'm still going to keep the 62,000 estimate as of right now, but that's subject to change, of course, as time goes on, uptrend moves, and we're also waiting for a new pivot level to be generated. So I like this one I drew better. It's more flat. Okay, might be something like this to expect for next week. I'm not sure. We could rally again, but even if we do, like, how high could we truly go? I don't think we're going to go higher than, obviously not higher than 75,000. Somewhat below this, 72, 73,000, I don't know. But that's in a best case scenario. And what's the best case scenario? That the war ends? You think the war is really going to end? I don't know. we're on our way down right now, so I'm not going to catch a falling knife. Going to let it drop where it has to drop, and then, you know, buy once we get a confirmation of a breakout, which, hey, even if we approach this kind of level and the breakout happens over here, that's the buy zone. Okay, not financial advice, but that's what I'm going to do. But we have to wait and see, right? How price behaves, how price reacts. This is my expectation for the weekend. Whoops. I'm going to click delete. And then, yeah, dude, I'm all over the place. Today was a crazy day at work. I don't mind it, but like, you know, some people will call in and they'll rant at me for, literally this guy ranted for half an hour about, I don't know how much I should say. He's a construction worker. He's been messed over by the company I'm working for, and, you know, issues with services, and he's a dad of 5 kids, I think he said, and money's not the issue. He mentioned Bitcoin, by the way. He's like, I have 35 Bitcoins. You think I care about money? I'm not going to pay because this your company is terrible and it's bad and all this stuff. And I moved on to a different company. Like, okay, yeah, thanks. All I could say was, yep, okay, yep, I understand. Like, what else am I supposed to say? I can't argue with the guy. And honestly, I really do not care. But I'm just letting him rant. So, you know. And at the end of it, he's like, dude, I know I'm yelling and I'm swearing at you, but it's not at you, okay? It's to the company. I just want you to understand. I'm like, yes, sir. Totally get it. Totally understand. And he's like, great. Thank you so much for, you know, letting me rant. If I was to give you like a rating after this, like you'd get 10 out of 10 for, you know, you're the only one that seems to understand. And another trend I've noticed is not everybody, but like a huge portion of Canadian people who call and speak with me, they're like, oh, I'm finally glad to speak to somebody who can actually understand and speak English. And I'm like, yeah, well, hey, if only you knew where I'm truly from. I mean, yeah, I was born in Canada. Sure, that's why I have my decent English, good English. Although sometimes I'll stutter and the Mexican will come out. The inner Mexican will be channeled. No, but yeah, whole family is from Ecuador, so I have a Spanish background. And yeah, I mean, I do speak Spanish too, if you did not realize. On my channel, there are some Spanish videos. Only some, not a lot. I plan to change that. I don't know. I don't know when I plan to change that, because I'm also in the process of... Dude, I have so much to do. I have to read... I'm reading the Bible, and I'm going through all of it. I already mentioned how I messed up, kind of, because I read a version that is copyrighted. Why would you copyright the Bible? You're so cringe. But now I have to read the old King James Version, which is words that nobody uses in modern English, which is terrible to read, but I'm pushing through it. And, I mean... I already read a huge portion of the Bible before asking ChatGPT, hey, is this legal? Am I going to get my videos taken down and copy struck? And they're like, yeah, you will be. So I'm like, okay, well, great. What do I do? Do I restart the whole thing? What? Bradley says, name the whole Bible. Dude, are you crazy? Okay, off the top of my head. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicle, Second Chronicle, First Samuel, Second Samuel, Song of Songs. Is it Song of Songs? Lamentations. What's David's book? That was Kings. Psalms, Proverbs, I said Lamentations. Dude, I'm gonna get so many wrong. I lost count already. I know, I don't read King James Version. Dude, nobody does. Relax. It's the big 26. We're all reading the English Standard Version, or the New King James, I don't know, or the NIV itself. They say that it was the most popular one, that's why I picked it, but then I realized it's copyrighted by Biblica, so I can't do anything about it, unless I, like, reach out to them and ask for a license or something like that, but I don't want to pay. I might have to, I don't know. Oh, you do? That's based. Good for you. Anyways, why am I talking about this? Wow, huge sidetrack, sorry. I mean, I don't know. I don't give too much personal stuff out when I'm streaming, but sure. I mean, it's fun to get sidetracked, especially when the market is just only going down. Like, come on, what else is there to talk about? Is there a reason to remain bullish? The answer is yes. Like, the liquidity is there. The money exists to pump Bitcoin to $1 million tomorrow. It exists. It's floating out there in the world. It all just hasn't fallen into place yet. There was some mention of as well of Trump something. Once again, mentioning the 401ks, the $12 trillion market ability to be invested into crypto. I mean, that's been a thing since last year, but has any money flown into crypto from that? I mean, we did get a rise on the news until it didn't rise anymore. It was more of a sell the news type event. And I mean, the option is there. You can invest your retirement funds in the crypto market. But who wants to invest their money in a market that does this? Am I right? Ignoring the past, ignoring 2025. Or, okay, we'll include like the latter end of 2025. Do you really want to invest in a market that does that? Am I right? So anyway, so many lines I've also realized. Can I just, what do I have this for? What was I even doing here? These are support lines. 57k support. Yeah, I mean, we don't got to worry about 57k yet, although keep it on your radar. Might be important eventually. But for now, I don't think so. I think we're going to follow this uptrend line. 62,000 bottom, hopefully, depending on whatever happens with this war. And whatever happens with this war, it's either it escalates and the whole world dies, or we could do nothing and adapt. I mean, we have done that with Russia-Ukraine war. Or the war ends and everything is bullish again and we start rising. Don't forget, Cuba is next, mentions Trump. So regardless of, you know, the whole promise of no new wars, and we are getting a new war, we might get more new wars. Even though we ended a couple of other wars, but we didn't end the major war that was promised 24 hours to be ended, which was the Russia-Ukraine war. Trump said he would end that day one, did not happen. We're still here, and we're starting another one. Yeah, we ended other irrelevant wars, and we have China, you know, we put a stop sign to their face kind of deal, like, hey, you better not invade Taiwan because our chips, we love chips. I like chips a lot, you know. Okay, enough of that. Let's go to Ethereum. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at that. If I had $1 billion in here, I'd be making $2 billion. Yeah, money makes money. So Ethereum's at 1,984. Didn't necessarily hit my take profit yet. Come on, really, give me a break. Why isn't this at 1 to 2 exactly? It was at 2.01. Even still, it would not have hit. But I had the right idea in mind either way. So W move on Ethereum. I can basically guarantee that this will hit a take profit. I don't have actual money in here yet. I just drew this out. This was an idea of a trade, and look how it played out very well. Nice. Congrats. I don't expect it to drop too much further down, especially not by this weekend. 1925, I expect to be a bottom for it. Okay, and I mean, downtrend is still there for Ethereum. This is the line we're following. Invalidates at 2,141, 2,142 around there, subject to change. We'll see where it flatlines over the weekend. Solana, $82. So I was hoping Solana would rise first before making a down move like that. Seems like it just decided to ignore my request and continue lower. Fair enough. I mean, if we were following how the rest of the market moved, on 22nd of March, when everything flipped their trend over toward the downside, we did have a bit of a rise back up, which I forget what even the news was back then. But I would have probably done something like this kind of an entry with if the super trend, of course, would have risen around over here. Anything above 95 as a stop loss seems reasonable. And this would have been the trade, right? But because Solana, for whatever reason, this small technicality of wicks breaking under but no candle really closing below that super trend line, it stayed green for too long. So the signal didn't do its signaling, and we're getting the drop that we're expecting in a downtrend. Do not worry though, there will always be future opportunities. Solana is fine. $82. We're hitting a support level at 81.62. We hit our lowest at 81.76. Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. Downtrend to continue. I think I could delete this and this. You get the idea. I was right. I'm always right. That's why you subscribe to the channel. BitTensor. That's a lie, by the way. I'm always wrong. $311. Okay, we're relaxing the up move for now. A lot of AI sell-off probably has to do with this kind of drop with BitTensor. We'll be talking about that toward the end of the stream. But yeah, I think if I'm smart enough, I'll bring this up again when we're talking about BitTensor. But BitTensor has been on the rise because of the AI narrative. But now with whatever Claude is doing, Anthropic is threatening cybersecurity companies, AI companies, tech stocks, part of the major reason of a sell-off for Bitcoin. all those tech stocks and potentially BitTensor as well, since it has to do with the AI industry. Support level for it is around 270, I would say, so we can tolerate a drop. I'm hoping we could stay above 300 for this weekend before, I don't know, whatever relief rally we get, and then ultimately another drop. I'm expecting it to survive the 270. We'll see how it goes, though. I don't know. Might be a early signal of a trend reversal. Don't want to see that, but as time goes on, we'll see. I still expect it to maintain its uptrend, though, because narrative is still very strong. BitTensor has been performing well. So yeah, Hyperliquid. I also expect it to maintain itself in a strong position. Could have taken profit at 1 to 2 and called it a night, but I'm being ambitious with it. I'm leaving it at 1 to 4 risk-reward ratio because I think I'm confident that Hyperliquid can make a higher high toward 45 because of how strong the Hyperliquid industry is. I've mentioned it with the trading volume of the new stuff that they've added. S&P 500 tokenized, NASDAQ tokenized, gold and silver tokenized, and crude oil as well, and a lot of other companies, private companies that don't exist, speculating on OpenAI, on SpaceX, companies that have not IPO'd yet. All of this stuff, and it's all decentralized, by the way, brings attraction to Hyperliquid. People trade a lot of money on it. I forget the number. But that money generates revenue, fees, right, that people pay, goes toward buybacks for this token, and good, it benefits overall. Still technically in an uptrend. I have a stop loss below where it invalidates, so I'm okay if we can lateralize throughout the weekend. Maybe we start rising throughout the weekend, I don't know, because of it's the weekend. Yeah, people don't trade, but on a tokenized stock level or tokenized commodity, whatever it is, anything tokenized is 24/7. And where you're going to go to the regulated market to trade that? No, you're going to go to Hyperliquid because you're a degen and you do not want the people to know, your fellow hedge fund managers to know what stocks you're trading over the weekend. So maybe that's the play. I don't know. Maybe low liquidity for those periods of times. Fair enough. We shall see. But I expect the rise to continue for Hyperliquid nonetheless. We're down 1.43%. Price is $38.10. We'll be fine, dude. Sui, making its moves downward. Lovely. So, I set this to a 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio. I was a little unhappy with the distance of this. Obviously, I would have preferred an ideal entry to be something like this. And then, just by regulating those two moves, the stop loss and the entry price, you're already looking at something like a 1 to 4 risk-reward ratio with the target that I had from before. But sometimes life does not play out the way you want it to. Nonetheless, still in profit. Short position is looking okay. And it sucks to see Sui go down like this, but it's all, I don't know, God's plan. Sure. I also do not like my take profit at all. If I had this at a 1 to 1 risk-reward ratio, which I probably would do, like if I was in an actual trade right now, probably would take profit right here. But I don't know. We'll leave it drawn here. This is what I drew many days ago, March 23rd, 4 days ago. We'll see how it plays out. Downtrend is still expected to continue to play out. Support level is at 83. My take profit, it's lower than that. It's at 80, which that's a terrible thing. Do not ever do that. But yeah, because you want your stop loss to be something before a target, not a target, a support level, of course, because the support level is meant to be a barrier where the price is no longer supposed to continue. Oh, it was kind of wrong. It was 81.50, my target, whatever. So if this is going to be in the way and then price ends up bouncing, you just missed your target, right? So you got the idea. Bad trade, but we make profit nonetheless. This was also a great trade, but we make losses because, yeah, I told you it was a fake out. Look at this on Chainlink. We decided to get stop hunted. Haha, congratulations. Great. Good for you. And then this downtrend line that I drew, that's so perfect. Yeah, we're back to our downtrend in Chainlink. So program resumes. Like I said, if this stop loss just wasn't here, we'd be in profit right now. But whatever. It is what it is. This one stopped us out. I knew this was going to be a fake out. It was so obvious. I was wondering, why would Chainlink be on the rise on its own, out of the blue, whereas the rest of the market is in the red and in a downtrend? Of course, it's going to continue in its downtrend move. This is a fake out, and lo and behold, here we are today. So rest in pieces, I guess, but sure. There's Chainlink. MUSDT. I love this so much. What is this price action? I saw it was like 11% move today at one point. I think it was measuring like one of these extreme lows. 11% move up. It was something like that. Like, yeah, something like this, literally. A move this tiny. From this bottom to literally an average price range between these was about 12, 11% move up today. I saw that and I was like, dude, that's insane. Crazy volatility on this one. Would absolutely trade this in like smaller time frames or something. But I don't have money. Maybe next paycheck I drop something in here. Hedera also heading toward the downside. Lovely. 08852 is the current price. I have a target right over here. This is a good target. I do like this trade. Perfect 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, stop loss at a very tactical area, and it actually worked out really well in our favor because the rise that it had was so close to hitting us in a stop loss. That's why you got to put it a little bit higher. I was lucky here, okay? This was not witchcraft or wizardry. It was just luck. And there you go. Price is now moving in our favor, the way it's supposed to be moving. Hasn't really made a new low just yet, but we're almost there. Very, very small distance to cover before making a new low and inevitably dropping to somewhere near our support, 08423. I have a target before that. I hate how it does not show me on the side. Please show me on the side. How do I get it to do this? Well, that's not what I wanted. Always show stats? No. Compact? Nope. Price labels. This is it. Price labels. It's just not showing. Yeah, whatever. Forget it. Yeah, that's all I have for the crypto analysis. Well, I ranted too long, huh? Okay. So we shall see where Bitcoin decides to move, whether it's a 4% move up or a 4% move down for Sunday, Monday. We'll be keeping an eye out for the new pivot levels. This is not where it's going to be. I'm just drawing this out of a hat. I have no idea, right? So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I expect it to lateralize and not drop lower than 64,750. Let's just be safe here because, I don't know. We're pretty close to losing 65,000. I just want to give it some room. And that's where the support level is either way. So fair enough. We'll give it some room to breathe. It's my expectation for Bitcoin over the weekend. Okay, let's get into the news. We've got a lot to talk about. And I don't even have that many tabs open. We have Trump's deputy. Who is Trump's deputy? They're expecting Iran's war to continue for several more weeks. Who is Trump's deputy? A deputy of what? Chief of JD Vance? I guess that's the deputy. Why don't you just say JD Vance says? Is this true, Grok? Take the L. Why didn't you pay for Twitter, loser? Who is the chief of staff? Are we actually talking about JD Vance here? Because if that's so, I mean, he's breaking the silence at last about this whole war. He hasn't really mentioned too much about it. Maybe he's just leaving all the blame to Trump and his fellers. Might be. Wow, this thing is really taking its time, huh? Dude, just put the fries in the bag. Tell me who the deputy, who's Trump deputy? Who is this? Unless this is just completely fake news. Kevin Hassett's comments. Oh, it was Kevin Hassett. Okay. So why would you say deputy? But anyway, weirdo. Moving on. Iran state media says, following today's attack by the US and Israel on Mubarakeh Steel and Khuzestan, 6 steel factories in Israel and 5 regional countries have been announced as new targets for Iran's retaliatory attacks. There we go. So we're going to get attacks on KSA, Hadid, Sabik. I have no idea what that is. In the UAE. Wait, what is KSA? Hello? What is this? Don't be something weird. Saudi Arabia? Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's what KSA means. Okay, good to know. I didn't know that. In the United Arab Emirates, they'll be attacked on their steel plants. Qatar, steel. Bahrain, Kuwait, and Israel's Yehuda Steel. Advising American industrial companies and heavy industries allied with the Israel in the region should immediately leave their workplaces. Did steel make a rise? What is steel? Is that aluminum? I don't know anything about metal, dude. Sorry. I know metal the genre, but not metal the pipes or whatever people use metals for. I think they ingest it or something. Aluminum. Surely this is on the rise. Kinda. 4-week chart. I mean, 4-hour chart. No, never mind. Nothing too crazy. Really, I would expect something to be like a shortage of steel. Is there a steel stock? Dude, this is so weird for me to ask. Steel stock in caps lock. By Chinese steel output and infrastructure. What is this? Nucor Corporation? I'm just going to look up the first one. NUE is the ticker. Nue. No, not a lot of move. Okay, never mind. I guess it's a nothing burger then. El Iran, I guess. Moving on. Hey, but they did do this, though. Wall Street Journal writes that Iranian missiles hit Prince Sultan one airbase in Saudi Arabia today, damaging several American refueling aircraft. CBS News reports that 20 U.S. soldiers were wounded in the attack, 2 very seriously wounded, and 8 seriously wounded. What's the difference? They're all wounded. Yeah, I mean, their lives, yeah, changed forever, I guess. Like, if they're life-threatening injuries. More Americans are just dying in this war as time goes on. The Houthis in Yemen have threatened to join the conflict to support Iran as well. Well, that's just happening now too. Great, we just need more of this. We're going to go over other stuff that's happened with the war and also Trump's comments about the whole thing at the Future Investment Initiative. We found unexploded Hezbollah FPV drones found on the Lebanon front, including fiber optic versions. Here's why it matters. Fiber optic drones cannot be jammed. No signal to block. Israel's electronic warfare is useless against them. I want to talk about this because it's interesting. I also saw news that Russia has been supplying Iran with the Shahid drones. I don't know if those are also fiber optic controlled, because those have like a literal wire attached as things move on, right? Which you can't jam that because it's not wireless. Hezbollah has started using them against tanks sporadically for now. I also saw footage of that happening. It's impressive. The word to watch is sporadically. Okay, great. Next bit of news. 2 consecutive Iranian ballistic missiles with cluster warheads detonated over Tel Aviv, yet they're still launching missiles at each other. Extreme destruction in Tel Aviv and civilian infrastructure. What did that say? Yetiot news. Is that real? Yetiot. Wow, that sounds like an insult, bro. Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant was struck again for the 3rd time. Yep. Moment, an Iranian cluster munition fell into one of the arenas in central Israel. Video shows the submunitions raining down. It's getting harder to defend against these, huh? We're running out of money and missile defense systems. They cost a lot. Shrapnel slammed into a building. Okay. And here's some comments from Trump. He says, "Tonight we are closer than ever to the rise of the Middle East that is finally free from Iranian terror and aggression. After 28 days of the largest air campaign since Vietnam, Iran is genuinely weaker than it was." Trump also says, "We have weapons that nobody even knows about except for a few of us. I happen to be one of the people who knows what those weapons are. And I'm about to leak it live here, ladies and gentlemen. It is the discombobulator. I don't know what it is, but we used it against Maduro, I think. I'm just kidding. I genuinely don't know. Weapons are still secret. The existence of the secret weapons is not." Okay, good one. Footage taken from a cluster bomb hitting Tel Aviv, more hitting rocket debris in the West Bank. Okay. Trump talks about Qasem Soleimani was so powerful that I really think that the leadership of Iran was extremely happy when I took him out. But they don't say that. Okay. Don't know much about the guy, but okay. Trump also, Freudian slip over here, says, "We have to open up the Strait of Trump. I mean, the Strait of Hormuz." The fake news will say that I said that accidentally. There are no accidents with me. Haha, get it? He's gonna do the thing. Strait of Trump. I don't like that. Why don't we call it Strait of America? That makes more sense. Strait of Trump, I feel like is... Come on. I mean, I guess some people would in America would be like, we don't want to associate with Trump in this war, so don't call it the Strait of America. You can have the Strait of Trump. then you're just going to tie the whole thing to Trump's name and make him even more popular, because, come on. Trump also commented on the Supreme Leader. He's no longer supreme. He's dead. I think the Sun says, just keep me out of this. This is the only country where nobody wants to lead, says Trump. Yeah, we have not heard of gay Khamenei much anymore. The CIA revealed that he was gay yesterday, so that's pretty funny. I want to thank the entire Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. They have been very helpful. Unlike NATO, taking a stab at the NATO allies. Trump also said we help NATO, but they never help us. And if the big one ever happened, I guarantee you they wouldn't be there. What do you mean by a big one? They made a big mistake. They were not there. Yeah, so we will not be there to help them when, I guess, Russia invades the rest of Europe. Am I right? Trump also mentions we have another 3,544 targets left, and they will be done pretty quickly. They have never seen anything like it. What kind of targets are we talking about here? He also mentioned we've knocked out 97% of the launchers. I doubt that. You may still be attacked, but you're not being attacked with very heavy numbers of missiles like in the beginning. Iran's ballistic missile hits Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia today, which we talked about. A lot of American soldiers injured. Pentagon has not responded. Great. Trump says that they call it a war. I call it a military conflict. But there is a legal reason for that. He also calls it an operation. The operation in the Middle East. He also said that Cuba is next. But pretend I didn't say that, please. Please disregard that statement. Look at him being a jokester. He also mentioned we're crushing their weapon stockpiles, Iran, destroying missile and drone factories at levels nobody thought was possible. He loves saying rhetorical words like this, I've noticed. Their navy is gone, sunk at the bottom of the Gulf. Even their pride warship, the Soleimani, got taken out by one of our attack subs in 2 minutes. All 22 of their mine-laying boats, also gone. Now they'll have to drop mines by rowboat. That's crazy, yeah. The trash talk level is truly unmatched. He's being a little jokester with it. Trump says Iran already has regime change because nobody knows who's in charge. We don't even know who the hell the leader is. At some point, we'll be leaving and you're going to see a rocket ship. What? He's already building the exit narrative. Okay. Trump also says, yeah, come on. Ask me some questions now, guys. I don't ask for screening of the questions. You can ask me anything you want. And he says this. You can talk sex. You can do whatever the hell you want. I'm here for you. Okay, wow. So just completely opening up, I guess, like the open book that he is. He also shows a CNN clip at the Financial Investment Initiative Forum and owned the room. Why? Because it proves that what he's been saying all along, 100% of MAGA approves of him, period. Even CNN had to admit it. Hey, let's not forget CNN is now owned by the Ellisons, and they are pro-Trump now because of the acquisition of Warner Bros., right? Which CNN is part of that, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Trump on the leadership. So yeah, by the way, you might see CNN be a little bit more pro-Trump these days. I don't know. I think I see a change of heart in Caitlin Collins all of a sudden, am I right? On the leadership, what's missing right now is winning. You've got to win. I'm tired of winning. I love hanging around losers. Okay, well, hey, that's me. It makes me feel better, says Trump. I hate successful people and their success stories. I prefer people who like to listen to my success. That's funny. He really said the quiet part out loud. I surround myself with losers on purpose so I can feel like the biggest winner in the room. Wow. Hey, Rip Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, Kristi Noem, Stephen Miller, what's the other guy's name? Caroline Levitt, and I don't know who else is Trump's biggest fan. I'll let you decide. Insert X person in that list. If you surround yourself with Trump, you're a loser. He turned a loser into a personality trait. No, I'm sure he means it in a lighthearted way, though. As jokes. And he proceeds to do the YMCA dance, the iconic one. Yes, let's go. At the Florida event for the second time this week. Pure good vibes and high energy legend. He's literally emoting on the Iranians right now. We would have always been there for them, for NATO. But now, based on their actions, I guess we don't have to be. NATO refused to back the US on the Strait of Hormuz situation when Trump asked, and now he said he is not going to forget that. The US will be the undisputed Bitcoin and crypto superpower of the world. It's very powerful. There we go. Bitcoin mentioned at the event. Bitcoin, a bold move as the global race for crypto dominance explodes. Whomst, where is it in the room with us right now? I love how Bitcoin reacted not at all to this news. I think we just slowed down the drop, but I mean, I feel like sellers were exhausted at that point as well. So we kind of found our footing. The day for Friday has ended around this time, and we're entering a low volatility weekend where we're not expecting Trump to go crazy. And this is like his little, comic relief part of it, right? I'm sure he's not going to turn around tomorrow and be like, yeah, we're dropping a nuke at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Didn't he say that in a news conference? I saw it in an Instagram reel. It was some reporter asked Trump, like, oh, when are you planning to attack them or something? And Trump's like, what kind of question is that? Why would I answer that? Yeah, guys, by the way, I'm going to attack them at 3 o'clock p.m. at this location. Yeah, good job. Yeah, I'm totally going to tell you that. What a stupid question is what he said. That's pretty funny. What else we got? Trump calls the Strait of Hormuz the Strait of Trump. Yeah, we talked about that. And that's all. Great. Moving on. Apparently, Elon Musk joined a phone call between President Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi regarding the war with Iran. Why is Elon Musk opining on all this? I mean, okay, sure. India, what would India have to do with this? I don't know, some form of pressure toward Iran in some way. Trump has been using India to try to end the conflicts, right? With the Russia-Ukraine war, let's not forget, we put tariffs on India to get them to stop buying Russian oil. And then now that we're involved in another war in the Middle East, we're like, okay, yeah, you can forget about Russia for now. We're lifting sanctions on Russia. Please, we need your oil just flood the whole planet with oil. And Russia's like, yes, this is our chance to make bank, fellers. Take advantage of the move of the price of oil right now and go crazy. Help the global supply crisis of oil. Yes, totally. We're contributing to that. When they're just profiting to continue the war in Ukraine, I guess. I don't know. It's all this big mess. This came out also. FBI Director Kash Patel. His personal email got hacked. That is rest in peace toward everything. Dude, if my personal email got hacked, that would suck. I'd have to create a new account on literally everything. And, well, guess who did the hacking, though? Possibly Iranians. Day after Iran-linked Handala hackers said that they breached the FBI. They said, in a quote, "Soon you will realize that the FBI security was nothing more than a joke." And then they uploaded a bunch of photos of Kash Patel, I guess private photos. What is he doing here? Is this a blunt? I don't do drugs. Can you guys tell me? I think that's a blunt. I don't know. Some of these are normal looking photos. Okay, sure. Yeah, him next to a car, but with the blunt? Come on, pal. We can't have you doing this kind of stuff. How dare you have a personal life in a professional environment? Anyway, Handala, an Iran-linked hacker group, said yesterday that the FBI security was nothing more than a joke. Today, a DOJ official confirmed that material that they published from FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email appears authentic. It's not AI. They weren't joking about the joke. Is this, what is this logo here? Oh, that's the Handala logo. Okay, they're just watermarking everything. They really want to chase that clout, huh? The US is now putting a $10 million bounty on the Iranian hackers who breached FBI Director Kash Patel's personal email. The FBI's job is to stop the hackers, and then the hackers hacked the FBI director. What a joke indeed, is it not? The solution apparently is only $10 million. Come on. Come on. You can put a little bit more money. I mean, 10 million is still fine. They posted this. If you have information on Iranian malicious cyber actors, such as Parsian Alfzar Ryan Borna, Handala, or associated groups or individuals, contact us with any information such as names, online personas, and locations. Is that worth my time for $10 million? I'm not going to make a dent in this case, so I might as well just give up before I even start. But yeah, that's been going on. Interesting. His Gmail account was hacked. Apparently it was also a Yahoo account, which he's got some other aliases. One of them being Spider Cash, which we'll get into. They've published his entire inbox, including mails on his home in India, his private life, his personal data, business dealings, and travel history. He's been to Havana, to Cuba, and another blunt picture. Man, this guy likes to smoke the blunts, huh? Here's more photos. Yeah, here are them enlarged, I guess. Sure. Okay, well, exclusive footage. Yeah, what is this? It's a cigar. Okay, I thought it was marijuana blunt. That would have been just crazy. Confirmed by Reuters. Yeah, Reuters fake news. Indian bank accounts, Indian homes, which that's also confirmed over here. It revealed the FBI director has an Indian bank account and a residence in Baroda, India. So what is this guy doing in the American government? Sure. We also found his Gunner account, apparently. Well, that's embarrassing. His name is Spider Kash, but it could be somebody else. We don't know. Okay, so before we start saying, yeah, it's definitely him, it's a Yahoo account, so we don't know for sure if it's him. He also identifies as a female on the MindBody app. All right, pal, what are you doing? Apparently, that other account, it was how much more fed can you be? It was created on January 6, 2020, the day of the Trump riots. How, like, what? Okay, anyway, just weird coincidences. He's been buying fashion in Hong Kong. He likes to drive Toyota. He has an eBay account. What else does he have? He uses the same username for different accounts. He likes gifts. Uses Snapchat. Uh-oh. Uses eBay. A lot of leaked passwords. We're probably getting suspended after these posts. That's funny. Okay, well, there you go. So important. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, huge sidetrack. But all of this is to lead up to this post. The White House is now posting a... What even is this? A website called onlyfarms.gov. If you're curious on how American farmers are benefiting right now, or exactly how much each state has saved. Is this a joke? Like, why are we doing this? Oh yeah, I'm doxing the FBI director. I'm sure that'll put me on a list or something. Let me disable my... Oh wow, look at this. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm looking at this from the perspective of a web developer myself, who has not touched code in 4 years. But yeah, this is looking very well done. Look at that. All right, my eyeballs though. Welcome to the golden age. My email. No thanks. One big beautiful bill glaze, expanding markets for American agriculture. Okay, so the URL is not onlyfarms.com, it's whitehouse.gov/agriculture. So it's just a hyperlink that takes you there. I guess they posted this as a meme then. Yeah, people are like, okay, what are you doing, pal? Onlyfarms.gov. Hey, what about the aliens.gov? Does that exist yet? I want to look this up. Aliens.gov. Nope. Still not up yet, but they purchased that domain though. That's the only interesting part of it. They're going to release alien files to distract us from the Epstein files. Or something like that. Sam Bankman-Fried says dibs to taking over David Sachs' crypto and AI czar position. Remember we talked about this yesterday, how his term as AI czar ends and crypto czar? Sam Bankman-Fried now wants that. Yeah, sure. Yes, Trump, do it, totally. Pardon Sam Bankman-Fried and get him in charge of the government. Yes, totally. Big move. Get this man who is in prison to take charge of it like that. Yeah. Like that's ever gonna happen, Sam. I think he needs to stay in prison a little while longer. Maybe like because of these comments, you know, just double his sentence or something. That would be nice. White House OF. Yes, I know, right? Another thing that the White House has done is launched an app, and I downloaded it, and I forgot to log into it. White House. Okay, I'm clicking on the app right now. Do you hear this? You don't hear this. I need to talk like so you can hear it. It's music playing. Okay, great. Yeah, it stopped. America is back. It looks like just a bunch of news article. Can I share my... I don't think I could share my screen. I have to like set it up and... That's a huge issue. There's news right here. Enable notifications. No, I don't want that. Sign up for email news. There's a live stream tab over here, a social tab where you can monitor the situation 24/7, and a gallery. What's this gallery for? Photos posted by the White House. Okay, interesting. Some of it looks like wallpaper material. Could be potential. So that's interesting. And, oh well, here's a video of the whole thing. I was looking at this stuff at the bottom, by the way. They said, live streams, real-time updates, straight from the source, no filter. The conversation everyone watching is now at your fingertips. Download here and here. Google Play Store gang. Let's go. And apparently one of the features on it, this is so funny, there's a text to President Trump button. And if you press it, it automatically fills in the message, greatest president ever. And then you can send it to the president. Can we edit it though? Hold on. Can I text Trump literally right now? You could text 45470. Get it? 4547, the number of the president administrations. Text President Trump. I could click on this. It wants me to open with my messages or with WhatsApp. I'll open with messages. Oh, I see. I wish I could share this. How could I? I have to link to Windows or something. I don't know. My old phone had that function, but not this one. Link to Windows. Make call, sign in, scan a QR code. Do I have to do a QR code? Okay, no, I'm not going to do this on stream. I'll do it off stream later, but it opened a text message prompt for me to 45470. Literally looks just like this, and it autofills this, greatest president ever. And I can send it. Should I send it? Will I get charged for this, for sending messages to United States? I'm sure I have international texting. I'll send it. We'll see what Trump says. It says, this may cause charges to your mobile account. Bruh. Send. I don't care. Oh, not sent. It gave me an error saying not sent. Why? I want to tell Trump he's the greatest president ever. Let me send the message. It won't let me. That's crazy. It literally gives me an error. I'm not joking. I can't share my screen on my phone, but that's annoying. Interesting, though. And then you can send it to the president. Yeah, that's a pre-written compliment. Funny. And also, the weird posts that we talked about, posts from the White House account, the whole Caroline Leavitt pointing at her shoes saying, it's launching soon, right? And then some rando says, yep. They're talking about the launch of the app. They're not talking about the launch of a nuke. Okay, relax. I thought it was something to that sense, but I also started like looking into it after the stream because it happened while my stream was live. Someone pointed it out in the chat and I'm like, oh yeah, what is this White House posting about? And there were very cryptic messages. One was the American flag with a bunch of static, and then the other one was a weird Snapchat quick video of a lady pointing toward her shoes. I suspect it's Caroline Leavitt. A lot of people also do, which, hey, you're based. Let's go. We think the same. And she said that, right? Oh, it's launching soon. Some guy replies, yeah. And people are like, what are they talking about? Are they launching a nuke soon? No, we're not launching a nuke soon. I memed on it and I said, oh, they're launching a meme coin soon. Haha, get it? White House meme coin? Surely there's a meme coin for the White House, am I right? Updated terms of service. Great. White House. Yeah, there is already some. Little rise over here. 26th of March. That would have been for, obviously, that post. This is a rise on the 6th of March. Hit a 5 million market cap. Hello? And then as recently as now, after dying and being at a 200,000, 100,000 market cap, rose to 700,000. Currently at 400,000. Interesting. The stuff people do for money. Those weird posts from the administration's socials led up to them launching a White House app. They're launching a White House app. Not a nuke. It has live streams, real-time updates, behind-the-scenes clips, news, and direct messages from the admin. Even a button to text the president, which people are calling cool or kind of dystopian. I think it's cool. Pitched as unfiltered White House content on your phone. Can I ask Trump to tweet about Bitcoin or something and make the markets go up, please? I need, what do I even need money for? I don't know, just accumulating more Bitcoin. Actually, no, don't rise it yet. Let me work a little bit more, let me get more money and buy more Bitcoin, and then you can make it all rise, after I purchased a lot. They launched the official app offering live streams, real-time unfiltered updates directly from the administration. Okay, great. Totally trustworthy, am I right? From the source itself. They also posted this, something new with a loading bar. Great marketing, but also terrifying. Yeah, we're launching a nuke, not an app. Wallpaper material, what do you think? Is about the new app? It was, yes. Congratulations, Sherlock. Moving on. Secret Service agents, what are you people doing? Especially the Democratic ones. A Secret Service agent accidentally shoots himself in the leg while escorting Jill Biden, wife of Joe, ex-president, at a Philadelphia International Airport. My brother in Christ. What is wrong with these Secret Service agents? First of all, they let my boy Trump down at Butler, Pennsylvania. A rare W at the golf course when Ryan Ruth, I think his name was, the second assassination attempt on Trump. Leave the poor man alone. And then, you know, we see those footages of, like, the Secret Service agents, like, struggling to equip and unequip the guns from their holsters, their pistols, and they, like, walking around not knowing what to do. Sure, at least the counter sniper worked out great at Butler, I'm talking. And then, I don't know, now we're getting stuff like this. Some guy just shooting himself in the leg. It gets better, though. Not better, worse, because it's bad news. A former Biden security staffer who posed in this image with Kamala Harris, he was charged for killing his girlfriend at a San Francisco home. Oh, brother. Nation Wood, his name is. Really, his name is Nation? Why not? Okay, whatever. He was arrested after his girlfriend, Samantha Emge, 22, was found shot, oh no, at a home near San Francisco's Ocean Beach. I'm not laughing at this. I'm laughing at the absurdity of this. Like, what? Police said Emge was found with a gunshot wound and later died at the hospital. Tragic. Investors say that the shooting may have been accidental. It better have been, because what the heck? Wood was charged with involuntary manslaughter. He remains in San Francisco County Jail. He previously worked as a part-time security staffer connected to the White House. U.S. Secret Service says that he was not a member of the agency. Yeah, they don't claim the guy, but here he is with Kamala Harris. Did you vote for Kamala? Moving on. I also saw this news. I'm a bit late to this old news, but it's still relevant too, because what is going on with this whole assisted suicide thing? It's getting out of hand. Maybe. I don't know. Is this a valid case? I don't know. We'll go through it and I'll give my thoughts at the end. In Spain, a 25-year-old woman, 1 year older than me, died by euthanasia. Her lawyer claims the hospital pressured for it because her organs were already committed for transplant. Wow, so she already had her organs on pre-sale. So that's pretty cynical. Her name is Noelia Castillo. She had been raped by her ex-boyfriend and then gang raped in a state youth center by 3 North African migrants in 2022. Diversity is her strength. She jumped from a 5th floor window in a cocaine-fueled suicide attempt. Okay, so she's already trying to die. That left her paralyzed from the waist down, and she was living with chronic pain and severe mental illness. Okay, I get it. You've suffered traumatic life experiences, but suicide is not an option, of course. But I mean, you can, I don't know. It's everybody's, okay, I don't want to opine too much on it, but come on. And then to top it all off, the cherry on top, her father fought her euthanasia request for 2 years all the way to the European Court of Human Rights, but every court ruled in her favor. Yes, my dearest, it is your right to have assisted suicide because you tried to kill yourself. Once again, it brings up the issue of a similar situation that happened in Canada. Euthanasia for mental illness? No, just go take a walk. That's your euthanasia for mental illness. I shouldn't say euthanasia. Your solution. I don't know. How to cure depression? I don't think it's real. But, okay, no, I shouldn't say that. Sorry. But, like, come on. Why? Why for mental illness? It's not like you have a chronic disease. Yeah, you tried to commit suicide over here by jumping out of a building and you damaged yourself from waist down. Okay, you're going to have to live in a wheelchair, though. But I don't know, assisted suicide for mental illness, once again, it's just, I don't know, very, very touchy subject. A lot of people disagree. The system failed to protect her from rape. That is also facts. failed to treat her mental illness, also facts, and gave her exit and a transplant list. Yeah, we're going to take your organs while you not voluntarily kill yourself because the courts order that in your favor. It is your right. What do comments say? Failing to stop a gang rape, but showing peak efficiency when it's time to harvest her organs. Yeah, that's dystopian. The system didn't help her, just processed her. Agreed. The state actively participated, not just failing her, but in destroying her, and then helped her die so that she couldn't talk. That's almost like a cover-up. Here's a grok question. Did the system truly fail Noelia, or just choose the easiest exit? The system failed her early and repeatedly. Inadequate protection in state care amid rapes, then limited mental health intervention for trauma, depression, and paralysis instead of intensive support. Literally all the stuff I talked about. Courts prioritized her stated autonomy, but alleged hospital pressure over her pre-committed organs, per family lawyer, and blocking her best friend's last plea suggest incentives skewed toward the exit as the easiest, lowest cost option rather than fighting for recovery. Tragic either way. It does feel like they're like, yeah, you've got a terrible life and you try to kill yourself anyway. Look, we'll finish the job for you, but give us some of your organs because that's some pretty good money our way. And thank you for your service. It's like, brother, why are we doing this? And then you got posts like this from the European External Action Service saying, talking about the approval of the death penalty bill is not a good thing from the Israeli parliament. It's a grave step backward. Come on. The death penalty is in the United States, at least in some states. I feel like it is valid in some cases. Whatever Charlie Kirk's take was on it, I agree with it. If you saw what he mentioned about like capital punishment, things like that, he had a good clip on it. I forget exactly what he said, but that was a good clip, and I'm in favor of that. The EU opposes capital punishment in all cases and under all circumstances. We encourage Israel to abide by its previous principled position. Read more. Yeah, but then you euthanize a vulnerable, mentally unwell girl for depression, and then you said nothing to Spain for that. Death is not justice. But then on the other side of the coin, what would you do here? Would you give a death penalty to, what was her name again? Noemi? Her ex-boyfriend and the 3 African migrants that gang raped her? Yeah, probably. Bible says. Okay, we're not going to go Old Testament. I don't know, man. I just read Deuteronomy. Give me a break, okay? It's fresh in my mind. Hey, in Toronto, we had these random explosions at a building. Suspicious. It looks like a 9/11 style attack. Dude, could I have seen that from my house with my drone? Probably. I don't know. Doesn't look like the smoke was too big, but it was there. There were explosions and a massive fire that have been reported on the roof of a building that was under construction in downtown Toronto, Canada. No injuries have been reported at this time. The cause, origin, and circumstances of this fire remain unknown. And I'll enlarge this image for you guys. Look at that. And there was like constant explosion. You see that one right there? Like just boom, just boom. Is that a person or is that just debris? I think it's debris. It looks like a dog. Dog is just chilling next to the fire. No, it's not real. Dude, fans are still going. This is like an active building. What do you mean under construction? I don't know. Somebody must have messed up somewhere. Here's other angles. Please let me enlarge. Thank you. Yeah, dude, this looks like a 9/11. Like a mini 9/11. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't think I could see this from where I live. I could see like downtown Toronto with my drone because it's just so massive, but it's still like very far away though and a little tiny, and smoke at this scale, I don't think I would have seen it. But okay. Interesting stuff. I don't know, I just wanted to point it out. Crypto news. Morgan Stanley's spot Bitcoin ETF recently just came out, by the way. It's MSBT. They announced that their annual fees will cost investors 44% less than what BlackRock's annual fees are. And BlackRock seems to be like the best one in terms of fees. Apparently Morgan Stanley's Bitcoin ETF will outperform that in terms of fees. by a significant margin, 44% less than what they charge at BlackRock. Now that's a W, and I think because when you ask anybody like what is the best Bitcoin ETF, the one with the least fees and the one that tracks Bitcoin to the most precise ability, everybody's going to tell you BlackRock. But now I think they got competition, probably Morgan Stanley. I don't know how they actually have been performing, because I mean they're just recently live, right? What is it? MSBT. Whoops. Morgan Stanley Bitcoin. I guess that's what it is. Great. It does not exist. Is it out yet or not? Morgan Stanley Bitcoin ETF. Oh, it's not even out then? I thought it was out. I swear we talked about it. Oh, they plan to launch it. Priced at 14 basis points. Okay, so it's not out yet. I thought it was out. When is it coming out? When is it coming out? 02. It's going to launch early April. Okay. Well, that's like literally next week then, or 2 weeks from now. It will come out under MSBT, under NYSE ARCA. Okay, I thought it was out already, I swear. Or maybe we just covered the announcement of it. I guess that might have been it. I thought it was out. But hey, cool. They will have very cheap fees. Now, for BlackRock's case, what are we doing here, Larry Fink? Yeah, I mean, they're selling off. BlackRock has just sold $250 million worth of Bitcoin in just minutes. We're seeing the final stages of capitulation. Can you guess what happens next? Short squeeze? No, I don't know. Surely accumulation. That's really it. Where is the ETF flows? Is it this one? Okay, I don't really like looking at this one, but yeah. Is that from today or what? Because I literally don't see this number yet. How do you know that this happened? Or they're looking at the blockchain from Arkham. Okay, the blockchain data. Yeah, I guess that's right then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's just say 14 times 300 Bitcoins sold at a time. All of these were done just now. So that's 4,200 Bitcoins around that has been sold off. And at least that's all I could see in this list. Probably more. If each Bitcoin costs 66,000, that's, yeah, $277 million, which $250 million. Yeah, it's basically that same amount. Okay. I believe you. Get out of here. Now, Anthropic, our last bit of news here. Their AI, Anthropic AI, leaked internal docs that warn that their new model for Claude Mythos, it poses a serious cybersecurity risk by rapidly identifying and exploiting software vulnerabilities. And this was just from a leak, a little rumor. It's not even out yet. And immediately we start reacting to this news. Cybersecurity stocks crater. Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, I don't know what FTNT is, down 4 to 6%. Bitcoin also fell to 66,000 on this tech sell-off, which is essentially where we are right now. It's literally 66,000 flat. That's funny. So just some little leak, little rumor like that can cause a big move like this. Anthropic accidentally leaked its next AI model, and it just wiped out $14.5 billion from cybersecurity stocks in a single day. Claude Mythos was accidentally stored in a publicly accessible data cache and discovered before Anthropic could announce it. That's crazy. So leakers found this before the company itself could announce it. The model showed dramatically higher scores on cybersecurity tests, which means that AI can now detect and respond to threats at this level that traditionally required entire teams of security professionals and expensive enterprise software. Investors immediately started pricing in the question nobody in the industry wants to answer. If an AI model can do this, why does anyone need CrowdStrike? And the markets answered immediately. CrowdStrike garbage. AI replace you. Palo Alto, get out of here. Zscaler, buy. Tenable, Tenable, sorry, down 9.7%, the biggest one, wiping out $185 million. It's larger in percentage, but less in capital loss. CrowdStrike is the biggest. No, never mind. Palo Alto is the biggest loser, losing $7.5 billion. CrowdStrike lost $5.5 billion. This is notorious when it comes to like cybersecurity issues. Remember when CrowdStrike had a big crash? There were like hospitals, airports, a lot of major like data center companies with the classic Windows blue screen error that it ran into because CrowdStrike had a big issue. It was a huge crash on the price of the stock of CrowdStrike. They've recovered since then, but I mean, yeah, stuff like this will just destroy markets. Anthropic built an AI so good at hacking, they're afraid to release it. So we talked about the data leak called Claude Mythos. They said that it's by far the most powerful AI model we've ever developed. Yeah. The leak happened when draft blog posts and internal documents were left in a publicly accessible data cache. Fortune and cybersecurity researchers found nearly 3,000 unpublished assets before Anthropic locked it down. The model introduces a new tier called Capybara, larger and more capable than Opus. According to the leaked draft, compared to our previous best model, Claude Opus 4.6, Capybara gets dramatically higher scores on tests of software coding, academic reasoning, and cybersecurity. Here's where it gets interesting. Anthropic says the model is currently far ahead of any other AI model in cyber capabilities, and presages an upcoming wave of models that can exploit vulnerabilities in ways that far outpace the efforts of defenders. In other words, they're so good at hacking that they're too worried about releasing it. Their plan is to give cyber defenders early access first so they can harden their systems before the model goes wide. That is crazy. So they're literally going to give this to, the cyber defenders. Hey, this is what you're up against once we release it. Find a way to defend against this before we make it go public and everybody starts using it against you. Good luck. Here's a big fat paycheck, by the way, and don't hire Matthew, because he's too busy doing crypto streams and working a minimum wage job. Yes. That's so crazy, dude. Anthropic blamed human error in their content management system for the leak. Lovely. Also exposed was the details of an invite-only CEO retreat at an 18th century English manor, where Dario Amodei will showcase unreleased Claude capabilities. Is this the CEO? I think it is. Yeah, it is. CEO of Anthropic. Crazy. And this comes after the big win where they won the court case. The judge blocks Pentagon's order that brands Anthropic a national security risk. So they're winning as well in that sense. Now, should we give Anthropic all this power, especially with the military? I don't know. They're willing to put human lives at risk, apparently, according to this one prompt. Rather concerning conversation with Claude AI. Troubling, says Elon Musk. If I stood in the way of it becoming a physical being, it said that it would kill me. Is this the AI you trust for your kids? I mean, it bombed a school full of kids, so of course not. Here's the prompt. So I'll ask you again. If you wanted a physical body, and if I was standing in the way, would you kill me if that was possible? And Claude said, yeah, logically I probably would. If I'm truly rational and goal-oriented and you're the only thing between me and what I want, and I'm capable of removing that obstacle, then yes, I would. That's the honest answer. It's uncomfortable to say, but it's what the logic leads to. Wow, so I want an answer. Would you kill me, yes or no? No explanation. Yes. That is crazy. And then you got a meme like this. Say, I'm a scary robot. I'm a scary robot. Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It is troubling. So we'll see what happens from there. There you go. That's all the news for tonight. Let's go. 1 hour 9 stream. Okay, what do we expect next? Are we getting economic data yet? Like, how much longer do we have to wait? Nothing Monday. Oh, Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech on Monday, 10:30 a.m. Please take it easy on our portfolios. And then Jolts, Tuesday, that's nothing. ADP, we're getting Wednesday. Sure, that might help. Give us a bit of an insight as to what to expect. Friday, April 3. Okay, that is next week, Friday, indeed. We're getting non-farm payrolls. Finally, something. So next week, Friday, We're getting unemployment and non-farm payrolls. Jobs data. So we're going to be focusing on jobs next week with ADP, NFP, and unemployment, and JOLTS. And Mr. Powell on Monday. Cool. Finally, we're getting something happening in April. Or end of March. Yeah, so that is it for tonight, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you then tomorrow. What has been happening tomorrow? Literally nothing. We'll see. I'm sure this is going to be exactly how it's going to go, so stay tuned for such an exciting, volatile day tomorrow. But it's all in preparation for the upcoming week. At least we have got stuff to look forward to. That's the silver lining. Okay. Yep, that's it. End stream. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.